Welcome back to yet another live preview and review show. Of course, going over last night's 2-1 win against Crawley, and of course, talking more about Harrogate and of course other topics. As always, appreciate the support. Keep smashing it; really does mean a lot. Of course, smash the like button if you do enjoy. If we can get 40 likes, that would be great. Of course, if you are watching on the replay, do leave your score predictions as always. And of course, if you are joining us now, then please do get your thoughts in. Any questions, different topics you want to go over, just let us know as well. Of course, going to do another shout, of course, for the Sleep Where You Stand. I've got a link in the description, so that's easier if people are watching live or watching back on the replay. If you want to donate already, I think I've got already £144. So thank you to everyone that's donated so far. If you want to donate, go in the link in the description and you'll find it. But of course, we'll be back live again on Sunday as well for, of course, our next home game after Harrogate. Of course, it's our final night game and home game of the season. So, get your notifications on, and we'll be back again on Sunday. But yeah, here with Neil. How you doing? How you feeling after last night?
A bit knackered today, mate, but it was all worth it in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, all worth it. Big 3 points. And of course, if you want to join FanHub as well, use the my code right there. But yeah, say even into a few people, even into Wayne, even into you. Hello up UTG. Here he is, Harry Jenkins as well. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, get that lost song going again. Even to Jason saying, evening lads, big debate, Muck Pittman or Pittman Bake. That's an interesting one. I'll probably have to say a McPittman, to be fair. Even into Riley as well, as always. Even into Tom as well. All right, fellas. Kean Harry's the best centre back in the world. He loves it, doesn't he? Appreciate you tuning in. Even into Daily Rovers as well. And even into Creeper up the gas. Thanks for tuning in. And also to David Thatcher as well, of course. Coach Gas as well. Even into you. But yeah, of course, getting into the game. Getting into the lineups as well. Of course, there was two changes from the Newport loss. Nicholson wasn't even in the squad, so very interesting to see if it was a rest, if he's injured, if he's dropped. Because of course, Barton did say a few players, won't get the shirt again or whatever. But he went in the. Of course, in the 18, and of course, the other one going out was Whelan, and in came Finley and Paul Coots. First of all, what did you make of the lineup when you seen it?
I was loads happier with it, to be honest. I said to you before, really, as long as we've got sort of that back four with Coots and Finley as a screen in front of it, what goes on in front of it, I'm not too concerned about, because that's that solid base and foundation we can play off of it. So I was loads happier with it, to be honest. I was pretty comfortable with what it could have. I said to you, it could have been loads worse. But as long as I see that back four, belly behind them and Coots and Finley as the screen, I'm really normally pretty comfortable with what goes on in front of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, same as me. Of course, I was a bit interested to see when Nicholson was. I mean, hopefully it's just a rest. I know he's we've talked about his finishing, but he does do a lot of work on and off the ball, and he does create a lot as well. Even into Gas at 95, though, Tom Butler, Jake Milsom, Gordo 2.0, Jake, Milsom saying Sammy Nick was just a rest. Yeah, well, we'll see. And even to Ruins ex Alessio as well. Tuning in and saying, come on the gas. And even into Maisie as well. Big up to you. Appreciate you tuning in. But yeah, I mean, getting on to your thoughts, of course, I mean, especially within the first 20 minutes, I know we've seen a lot of people that were watching it at home thought we played, or a majority of what I've seen, on social media, said that we played really well, sort of first half. I mean, I thought for me personally, the first 20 minutes, it definitely took us a while to get into the game. We looked very shaky. Especially at the back, they were doing long balls, and they had really, if they had, like you said, obviously, because I thought they played well, Crawley. But yeah, if they'd have had a decent striker, then maybe they could have had a goal or two in the first 20 minutes. But yeah, what's your overall thoughts on the way we started? Especially that first half.
thought it's a mixed bag really. I thought we were sort of structured and efficient without being fantastic. There was elements to it that was miles better than what we had as the first half at Newport, and then there was certain things that went on in that game that I thought we were poor at, that since the turn of the new year we hadn't been poor at. But last night was one of them where, but again, I think you've got to give Crawley a bit of credit. They're not miles away from being a good side, Crawley. Like I said, they're probably two key components away from being able to call themselves a proper top half of a side, pushing properly for a playoff place maybe. But I've seen Yem's interview after the game, and I think he's pretty much a fair assessment of how he's called it, to be honest.
Yeah.
You can look at it and say they could have done better. You could say we defended really well in that last 20 minutes. It is fine margins. It is nip and tuck, and I thought we were better. I thought we were better than we were Saturday against Newport. Having said that, if we'd have played a top 7 side last night, I don't think we'd have got a result. That's the way I look at it, sort of thing, as a performance. We did enough to get the job done. And I said to you after the game, performances are sort of secondary now. It's just about points. Now you get them. I don't care how you get them. If we got to beg, borrow, cheat, steal, whatever to get them, I'm not asked one bit. Just get them. And it was one of them last night where we got ourselves into a decent position without being fantastic. Conceded a goal that I never saw us conceding before. We've airily been excellent defensively. I've never had a concern when the ball goes in the box. And last night we came up against an outfit that were probably superior to us in that area, with Lynch and Craig pretty much winning a fair chunk of first contacts in the box, which doesn't really happen to us of late, especially since sort of the turn of the new year. We've been brilliant at that. Mm-hmm. Conceded, and then the last 20 minutes is basically you just got to look around yourself as far as a team, look at each other and put your big boy shorts on and go, look, got to dig in now and get it done, because the avalanche was coming. They got nothing to lose. A 2-1, no matter what the side is, if you're 2-1 down and you've got it all to play, you are going to be deep. You're going to sit deep and you've got to soak it up, because there's only one way they're going to play.
Yeah,
you've got to front it out, look at each other to a man and say, we're going to get this done. And luckily enough, we did with the help of Belly, but that's what he gets paid to do, and he does it well. But
yeah,
job done at the end of the day. Come away 2-1 win. However we get it is irrelevant at the minute.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, pretty much spot on. Yeah, whoever watched the game, who was there or at home, of course, on iFollow, yeah, will know wasn't the best, but like you said, it at this stage of the season, we need to be picking up the points. Massive win, of course, and yeah, it was an interesting one. I was, myself, I'm quite a nervous person when it comes to you're watching football, and yeah, especially the last 20 minutes. We did really have to dig in, but of course, like you said, Belly made one worldy save. They hit, of course, the crossbar as well from the free kick from Payne. But yeah, like you said about their goal, of course, you could say, our player, I think it was Anderton, was off the pitch.
Yeah, I think he was off the pitch. I didn't see who was picking up Hessenthaler though. I didn't notice who it was, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, looking back at the highlights, I think it was James Connolly. Lost. Didn't really, because I think Hessenthaler said it after I watched his interview as well, and yeah, he said we were pretty much weren't picking everyone up. I think we were zone marking for that corner, and yeah, but luckily, like you said, it doesn't matter in the end. Jay Milsom saying shot we didn't bottle it. I was very nervous, but I still think we had it was, in the end, it was good. But like you said, if we played a better team last night, we wouldn't have got any points, I don't think. But like you said, we played Crawley, we got the job done. It was a very, very important 3 points. Kilgore injured again, same as Josh Grant. I think he's be out longer, but yeah, Kilgore's, I think he had keyhole surgery, I think, if I'm not wrong, if that's right. But yeah, he looks to be out for the rest of the season, which isn't good, and it's definitely really affected him. Pretty much been out injured most of the season, apart from a few games. Easy 9 points next 3. Hopefully, I think it's still going to be tough. With with Colchester, they're fighting for their lives. They're going to make it a scrap. But yeah, if we want to get where we want to be, then of course the next 2 games, especially, are must wins really. Dave saying game management needs to improve once we're 2-0 up and take a lead in the games. Yeah, it was wasn't the best, but of course he brought on Whelan, didn't he, in the second half, and Loft come on really late. But yeah, it does need to. We just need to deal with our passes out more, because a lot of the time we were sat back a lot, especially second half, and but in the end it didn't matter. But we do need to have better game management. Sack off Reading Services, gas, freezing cold Greg's. Yeah, absolutely. What a joke. That Muck Pittman I had was a joke. Yems in his post-match reckons, he did say, he said, he did say that. And yeah, like you said, I thought it was, and Crawley played better when Yems isn't going mad as well, like he usually does, and of course he was in the stands. But yeah, in the end, we did get the job done. Yeah, there was a few mistakes at the back which could have cost us. Yeah, especially in the first 20 minutes and in the second half, but luckily it didn't matter in the end. Tom Hicks saying rough as toes, gas. Yeah, Tom Hicks is a gashead, gas. Yeah, City fan on the coach last night. What a hero. Big up to Lars as well. Points on the board will do me fine. Automatic. If Loft scores, gas. Be interesting when he does get his first goal. Early prediction going 2-1 Rovers. Ryan Loft, Ryan Loft had gas. Yeah, his dad was there last night. Stayed in that hotel, gas. Jake Gosling, gas. But before the haters start, Loft won us a throw on the 93rd minute, so no comments needed. Yeah, there you go. Loft doing his job, winning us a throw. Love to see it. We're only 6 points off second place. Yeah, I mean, even though we've played more games, I'd definitely rather have points on the board. I know, Port Vale got, I think, 2 games in hand, so Salford, but I think even if Salford win, they'll go on the same points. But yeah, it's all about getting points. We definitely need to start. We'll get into it in a bit, but of course, everyone knows we need to start getting points above, the teams around us as well. Because as we know, we've only picked up 2 wins out of the top 7 this season. But, we'll see what happens. We've got a lot of course, tough games left as well. The likes of Port Vale, Forest Green, and, the rest as well. Gashead95 saying, any idea why Joey's interviews don't seem to be on YouTube anymore? I'm not sure. Yeah, last few have been on Twitter and they haven't put it on YouTube. I'm not sure. Appreciate you tuning in, though. Talk Sport Cricket, Gas. Oh, yeah. What's this? Adrian. Yeah, Adrian, Gas. No, yeah, very nervous, Gas, come the end. I think Neil was being harsh. I thought he played really well, especially the first hour. I mean, first, yeah, we, of course, it's all about opinions, but yeah, I agree with Neil. I thought, first 20 minutes we didn't play well, and then we got into the game, and of course, we definitely played better. Of course, Neil, going on to, performances, what did you make of Harry Anderson? Of course, he got his goal, and for a different bit as well, he played on the right wing last night, and of course, got his goal. I thought he played well. What was your thoughts on him?
What sits behind Collins out of the free. There's a lot of talk about Elliot Anderson and obviously Evans all the time, but he was our best one last night. I thought he was live all night. Harry Anderson, proper shift, always threatening on the out wide, cutting in. I thought he was our best attacking threat last night.
Yeah, I completely agree. To be honest, I thought, he looked very, very good going forward. Got us out of dangerous situations as well, sort of tracking back. But yeah, of course, got another goal. It's annoying that sort of the way sort of Joey got in, of course, the signings as well, and for him being on a free as well. A lot of our business, as we know, has been class. Of course, we've took a longer to get into it. Of course, fitness, injuries, etc., all comes in. But yeah, I think. I thought we played really well, and especially Harry Anderson as well. Lars saying, oh yeah, ole, Ryan, Loft. Yeah. What a tune. Yeah, keep smashing the likes as well if you're enjoying as well. Do subscribe if you're new. Big up to Chris as well. Of course, Carlisle fan. I should be on his channel as well in a few weeks. I'll try and get him on as well. But that's another one, another away game, but that's going to be tough. Now they've got three wins in a row. Belly keeps us in the hunt with his crucial saves. We would be bottom half of the table without him. Yeah, he's been class really on a free, and of course his homecoming. Playing against his old club again on Saturday, so that's going to be a very interesting game. Still, a lot of bad stuff as well went into him leaving the way he was there, and come up the league for them, and he basically just got told he's not going to be first choice keeper, and yeah, he's been a revelation really since he's joined. Big up to Matt as well. Appreciate you tuning in. Evening to Noel as well. Hope you're well. Thanks for tuning in. No points are easy. Yeah, absolutely. It all depends. Like you said, League Two, anyone can beat anyone as well. Promotion is definitely on here for us, my opinion, as long as Port Vale, Swindon, and Newport lose. Yeah, it all depends, and of course we still got to play Port Vale on a lot. We still got we've talked about. We still got a lot of tough games to go, really. So we'll see what happens. Good question, Gasso95. Not sure why we don't hear from him after the game anymore. Yeah, it's weird. I'm not, but yes, it's on Twitter. I was trying to find it as well, and it was on Twitter again. Loft, Liddell, Harry, start one, bench one, sell one. Quick question for you, Neil. What would you do out of all them three?
Start the hardest one. Start one. Out of them three, you'd have to. I'd start Loft. I'd bench Harry's, and I'd sell Liddell.
Interesting one. I mean, yeah, for me, to be fair, I'd bench Liddell, sell Harry's, and start Loft. For me, obviously start Liddell. What's going wrong at Forest Green? I mean, yeah, they haven't won as much. I think they've lost, what is it, 2? Lost against Walsall, lost against Crawley as well, of course. And then, yeah, drew away to Newport, drew at home to Salford. Yeah, they've had a bit of a stutter, but, they're on very good form, and that's still going to be another tough game when we play them. I think they're the last home game before Scunny, so that's going to be an interesting game. Probably a bit out of form. We're coming for Forest Green. Forest Green, who we're winning the league. Ruins saying Forest Green are bottom jobs. They did it last year. I think they'll be all right, to be honest. Evening to Paul as well. Appreciate you tuning in. Great chat, lads. Better team analysis than BBC Radio Bristol. Paul Davis, BCF 93.2 Sport. Up the gas. Appreciate that. Appreciate the kind words. And yeah, thanks for the support, and everyone that tunes in and always supports the channel as well. I agree. What are these comments? Evening to Jax Ford as well. Yes, lads. Another 3 points. Who are up the gas. Absolutely outrageous selling Liddell. Oh, well, It's hard between them two, to be fair. Yeah, it's got to be a sell for Harry's. What's this? Mansfield 1, Tranmere 2, Oldham 0, Swindon 2, Rovers 2, Harrogate 1. Matt saying start Loft, bench Harry's, drop or sell Liddell. Yeah, interesting. I mean, getting on to I think it's the right time to get on to Evans. Again, what was your thoughts on him? Again, it was weird because we had Coots and Finley starting, but he was, for a lot of that game, up until he actually got the assist, which he sort of ran in, running at him, and got the great assist for Harry Anderson. What did you make of him again, Anthony Evans?
He wasn't fantastic last night, but it's a difficult one with Evans because you hold him to a certain standard, don't you? Because of what you've seen of him. I mean, he can't be fantastic if he was fantastic every single week, he'd be playing like top end championship, wouldn't he? If he was that good. At the end of the day, you can't be fantastic every week. I don't think he was wonderful last night. Like I said, I think the performance itself was sort of efficient without being fantastic, and that probably goes for most of them last night. I said before, Evans, he gives you moments. Sometimes, you know, you won't see him for a long period and he'll just give you a moment. And that's pretty much what happened with the goal, you know. Managed to find himself in a pocket, managed to get himself on the half turn, away from pain, ball through, goal. So that's his moment. But if you look at Elliot Anderson, his two top performances for us, his two best performances for us where he stood out and he's got a grip of the game, is been without Evans in the side. And I just feel like they smother each other's work a little bit because they're sort of jostling for position. When they play in there together, I just think they sort of smother each other's work. And I know I get they're good players. You've got to fit them in. You've got to find a way and all the rest of it. But I just think we look so much balanced with just one of them in there. Now, you know, Barton knows better than I do, and he sees it a completely different way, and he plays who he plays. But I think if we'd have had maybe Nicholson, and even if you left one of them out, I think we'd have probably been a little bit more balanced and been able to leave one in the pocket all night in that hole to cause problems. But that's just me nitpicking, really. At the end of the day, we got it done. Job got done. Evans played his part, laid on assist. I mean, you can't dig him out too much at the end of the day. We won the game, and he's laid on a goal. Like the fella said earlier, maybe I am being a bit harsh on him. Maybe I am, but I know what we can do. So it's one of them where you think, right, we've done that against Crawley and we've got through it. We weren't great, but like I said, we play like that against a top 7 side, and April's massive for us because we've got them all to come. We've got to be bang at it, and we've got to really be on our job, and we can't have one of those sort of 65-70% performances against them sides. We've really got to, because they're going to sit there and go, you got to come and beat us, because they'll take a point and they're laughing. We've really got to go in better the sides that are in that top 7. So when I'm looking at performances last night, I'm always got my eye on, well, when we've got to play the better sides, will that cut it? And I don't think last night would have done.
Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, you know, like you said, you can't, of course, a lot of, you know, Anthony Evans has had, you know, been quality for us this season. And, you know, like you said, if he was, you know, amazing like every game, he wouldn't be in League Two. But you still got a fact that, like you said, he gives us a moment. And, you know, to be fair, it was a quality turn as well to get past Payne and, get on the ball. But it's just, like you said, it's really annoying because, you know, like you said, you've got to fit at the moment. Barton's playing, of course, Evans and Elliot Anderson, and like you rightly pointed out, against who was it, Sutton and Stevenage. Anthony Evans wasn't playing in the 2 games that Elliot Anderson was quality, and then of course since he's come back in, he's sort of shoehorned Elliot Anderson in on the wing. You know, to be fair, I thought he done really well. Last night, Elliot Anderson. To be fair, he does too much sometimes, but he brings players with him from the opposition. There was, you know, moments last night when there was 2-3 men on him, and he does bring players away. And like you said, Anthony Evans, he's been absolutely quality for us this season. I think it's 8 goals and 9 goals and 10 assists in all competitions. But it just like you said, it's just really frustrating when you see him a lot deeper in the team, because he is sort of pretty much not terribly wasted, but he just offers us so much more when he's behind the striker. You know, I actually put that question in for the gas cast tonight, so it'll be interesting what they say. But yes, I mean, you know, were there any other performances for you that sort of players stood out for you last night?
I mean, Harry Anderson's the one that basically comes to mind as far as an attacking threat. He was the one that looked live all night as far as us going forward. Belly's earned his money in the last 20 minutes. You know, keeping them out. I think like I was saying, I don't think the centre halves were that's as bad as they've been. They weren't as good as they've been previously in the air. I think they really met their match last night with Lynch and Craig from set pieces. Like I said about Evans, he had his moment. Didn't play great. Had his moment. He had Westbrook's boots on for set pieces. But as far as you know, a player that stood out last night, probably Harry Anderson for me.
Yeah, I agree. He's definitely the standout. I thought Collins, to be fair, Collins a lot of the time was sort of trying to get out on the wings because they were, of course, playing 5 at the back last night with the 3 centre backs. And first 20 minutes, he it was always going to be hard when they're pretty much marking him all game. But then when he sort of go out wide and come back in, then he was, of course, that's the way he got the goal as well. Of course, Luca Hall, very good second half from him, great assist as well. I mean, interesting one here. What was your thoughts on Anderton last night, or Shiniesta, should I say?
I've said it before about Anderton. He's acceptable. He's fine. He's okay. He feels old, but when we've got a fully fit side, he doesn't play for me. He doesn't play in our back four for me. But when I see him on the team sheet, it doesn't bother me. I don't wince and think, Christ, we can be got out there. I think he serves his purpose, Anderton. I think, yeah. I mean, I don't go along with everyone saying he's underrated because everyone says it, so he can't be. But yeah, he was fine. Like I said, efficient without being brilliant last night, and that probably goes for the team itself.
Yeah. To be fair, it's just I mean, for me, I thought he was really good. Always solid. Pretty much won everything in the air. Of course, very strong, can play sort of anywhere, centre back or left back. And yeah, I thought he was very solid last night. But yeah, it is going to be interesting again, when Grant comes back, etc. But for now, he's doing. He gives you a 7 out of 10 every game. Of course, it's completely changed from when it was. He had that bad spell earlier on in the season. But yeah, since then he's been very, very consistent. I can remember Oxford in the Cup, he was class, and there's been a few other games as well. But yeah, he's just always up for the fight. He likes to get into a tackle and win it. And yeah, again, last night, try to attack as well. We always say it, he's so much faster when he's got the ball at his feet. It's just mad with him. But yeah, very good. Very good last night. Good question to ask there. Louis saying, I'm a Vale fan. What do you think Darryl Clark was a good manager? Yeah, very good. Of course, like every good thing, it come to an end. Doing very bad. But yeah, he gave us a lot of success to back-to-back promotions. Wembley final. And yeah, very good Darryl Clark. And of course, hopefully he's back on the touchline soon, and whatever's happened in his family, he's back soon and all well. But yeah, back on the touchline really. But yeah, he's a great guy, Darryl, and he was great with the fans as well. Legend Darryl. Gasser 95 saying, in my opinion, you can clearly see Elliot Anderson is a class above the rest. Had that weave and run in the box first half as well. Yeah, exactly. And, he was very, should have scored as well, but shame he has a 50p head, but, can't say him too much. Very good, to be honest. Tom Longtop saying, how long is Belly's contract, lads? I think it's 2 years, if I'm not wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah. And also say a nice one for the constant videos. No worries, appreciate the support and always tuning in as well as everyone else. But yeah, that's another one. Need to get him on a longer contract because he's been quality. The way we're playing saves us a lot of games, makes good saves, consistent, loves the gas as well. And yeah, quality keeper. Back to back, he was terrible. But yeah, it was an interesting one. Of course, we've pretty much gone over the Crawley game, and like you said, in the end, got the job done. But appreciate 37 of you currently in. If you can hit 40 likes if you're enjoying the stream, it would be really appreciated. Do subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. Loads of games has been interesting. Yeah, Anderton deserves a knighthood. See you later, boys. McPitman gas for one last time. Yeah, appreciate you tuning in, Harry. Previously, Tom. Yeah, he's got to sign a lifetime deal for me. But of course, getting on to Harrogate now, of course, coming up on the weekend. Quickly going to go over the last meeting as well, which it was an interesting one. Of course, it was the 30th of October. Rovers winning 1-0, and of course the main man, the underrated GOAT, Iniesta himself, with the winner as well. And he actually come on at half time. We started with Pittman, Bake, and Junior Brown, but Junior Brown went off at half time, and Pittman, I think it was 10 minutes into the game, he come off, and Alfie Kilgore come on. But yeah, getting onto your thoughts as well. And of course, you can see the lineup there with a 4-3-3. Belshaw, Harry Anderson at right back, Taylor and Kean Harris and Junior Brown, and Anthony Evans, Whelan Coots in the midfield, and then Nicholson on the left, Thomas on the right, and Pittman up front. But yeah, what was your thoughts on that game? I remember this is one of the 4 away games that I couldn't do. And I had to watch it on iFollow. But yeah, what did you make of that game and the performance?
Oh, I remember going into the game, like the week going into it, I was adamant, nailed on, we were going to get beat because they were flying at the time.
Yeah.
And we were miles off it. We were nowhere near the side we are now. I had us hands down. I was resigned to us. We were going to get beat at Harrogate that day. And then the sub sort of helped us with Pittman going off, and you'd think, looking at it, he'd make a like-for-like sub, and he brought on Kilgore. He shored it up, and he went with, I think it was Thomas and Sammy Nick up top, and he just got them to, like, obviously, to be fair, both of them, they run their legs off for us. They were threatened behind. They tried to turn them round as often as they could, and we sort of just stayed in the game. We sort of matched them. We stayed in the game. I think we nullified them all game. I don't think they had a sniff really. I can't remember Belly being desperately busy. And then when a chance came along, because I don't think we were creating loads, we just sort of battled our way through the game. And like I said, if someone would have said to you, like, "Oh, well, take a point here," you would have done. Pop up with a goal. The ball, I think the ball came in from wide, and he sort of managed to sort of shovel it home. And once that goes in, it's just a matter of trying to hang on to it. But I don't remember Harrogate really causing us a problem right up until the end of the game, really. We looked comfortable at 1-0. And I thought that would sort of could be the platform of springboarding us on to be that side. But at that point, that would have been our best performance of the season. Without playing fantastic, we looked solid, like good patterns, defensively sound. We weren't really troubled against a side that were there or thereabouts come the end. We thought we're going to be there or thereabouts come the end of it, but we never really kicked on from it. It did take us till sort of the start of the new year to pick up and get motoring on. So it was a bit of a false dawn for us. But as far as that game goes, yeah, I had us nailed on to get beat by that Harrogate side. And now going into Saturday, I'm more than confident that we'll turn Harrogate over because they've sort of fallen off a cliff since then.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, it was a very interesting. I remember now, when we done the preview, me, you, and Benji, and everyone there, we were like, how were we going to get a result? Because at that stage, like you said, our form wasn't good at all. I think it was off sort of the back of a lot of results. It might have been off the back of the 3 home games where we lost 3-1. Orient, Newport, and Swindon. And yeah, I think it was because I remember it. I was like, please. I was just saying, please, because I think it was like 4 days before my birthday, and I was like, please, just get a win. But we were all there, like predicting. I think we were pretty much all predicting, 3-4-1 losses because at that point as well, their home form was very good. Their players were on fire. Of course, in the league table, they were on form as well. And like you said, I thought, like you said, without playing amazing, we sort of done what Barrow did to us, but of course keeping the clean sheet where we just defended well. I think we were basically playing 5 at the back, of course with Pittman going off, Kilgore coming on, and yeah, to be fair, that was Kean Harris was, I remember, because he was class. He was class, and I mean everyone was, to be fair, everyone, Connor Taylor, all the defense done well. You had Coots and Whelan doing very well, and yeah, we were basically counter-attacking him. And the goal come from a set piece, and of course that's where Anderton got his nickname Iniesta, because it was probably one of the worst shots going, and it just trickled in. And in the end, like you said, it didn't kick start us, but that was the start of a month or two before where we did start, and in the end, it was like you said, a quality win and clean sheet as well. But yeah, I seen Creeper was asking for lineups. We'll go over in about 10-15 minutes. But yeah, very, very good win. And getting on to gonna quickly if anyone don't know a lot, we're gonna get into players to watch. This is sort of a new segment I've just done tonight, but I know just getting into it. Of course, centre mid Alex Patterson, who they got on a free in the summer, 9 goals, 5 assists. Jack Diamond's an interesting one because he played for them in the conference, and then Sunderland signed him. Then he loaned him back out, but he's one to watch. Plays just behind the striker, 9 assists and 5 goals. And then the 2 strikers experienced Jack Muldoon with 10 goals, 5 assists, and Luke Armstrong with 11 goals and 4 assists. So, yeah, they're a team that I know, they've been on a bit of a, sort of fallen off a cliff since we played them. But they've still got goals in their team, getting onto their last 5 games as we always do. It's been a bit of an interesting one for them. They lost 2-1 to Hartlepool, which was their last result on the weekend. They didn't play, of course, yesterday. It was only 2 games. And they drew 1-1 at home to Port Vale, drew 0-0 at home to Barrow, beat Bradford 3-1 away from home. And then they lost 4-3 to Exeter on the Tuesday before, where I think Harrogate were 3-1 up and Exeter managed to score like a 92nd minute winner. So they score a lot most of the time, but they also concede a lot as well. And as you can see at the end there, it says 5 points out of the last 15. Of course, Rovers on very good form, 10 points out of our last 15, beating Orient 2-0, drawing with Exeter, beating Barrow 1-0. Of course, the loss coming to Newport, and then, of course, I don't know why I put 1-0 against Crawley. I messed that up, but of course, winning 2-1 against Crawley. So, bit of an interesting one. I mean, getting onto the league table, like Neil said when we come on, 14th in the league, played 34, won 11, drew 10, and lost 13 on 43 points. They're currently 11 points behind us. Of course, as we know, Rovers 9th in the league, played 35, won 15, drew 9, and lost 11 on 54. So, of course, 11 points off, doing very well at the moment. So it's going to be, what have you sort of, I know we've talked about they've obviously not been doing well as they were at the start of the season and when we played them. But what do you make of Harrogate as a team and as a whole so far this season going into the game on Saturday?
Above their weight, aren't they? They're sort of finding their feet and getting used to League Two football as a club. I mean, look at what they've got as far as facilities and finances and their squad. If they wound up being a League Two side next season, they'd be happy. I think considering if you look at sort of us and what's floating around that top 7, take Sutton out of it, but in and around that top 7, they really can't. They shouldn't be competing with sides like that, really. I think they got off to a great start, but I expect from like manager and board level, they say, well, that's great, there's points on the board because we're not going to sustain this throughout the season. Yeah. And they've sort of fallen away because they haven't got the depth in the squad, because once sort of fatigue, injuries and suspensions creep up with when you've got a squad like that, it is going to take its toll unless you're brilliant in the loan market. I think Falkenham's a massive miss. He's their captain. He's a massive miss for him. He sort of holds them together. And I remember talking about them before we played them to start with. They've got a core group of players that have sent them through the leagues together. And once you sort of take 1 or 2 out of that through either injury or suspension, it sort of decimates them. And I don't think they've won in about, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7. They're on a real bad one, or maybe it might have won 1 in sort of 6 or 7. They're on sort of a bad run at the minute, and they're just trying to claw back a bit of form. But I fully expect us to go and do a job on them on Saturday, to be honest, considering what we are now and what they are now.
Yeah, I completely agree. Jason as well saying, will Grant get a game again this season? Hopefully. It's annoying really because he was on such good form as well. So yeah, hopefully he's back maybe for the last few games, but it's very frustrating. We've had a lot of bad injuries, especially Grant this season. He's been out, come back in for 4 or 5, been out again, and again the same's happened. But at least we've got a good squad. Anderson can just come in and slot in, and I know he's not as amazing as going forward, but he does the job done and very solid at the back as well. Yeah, Matt as well saying, imagine if we had a decent target man and the centre back pairing from the start of the season. Yes, just how things goes though, isn't it? Luckily we've had that sort of spell which other teams did, and their form's gone the other way. When we come back and played the Peterborough game, you've seen Crawley, and yeah, luckily it's worked the other way. But it is very frustrating the fact that we were so poor and we had all the injuries, etc., at the start of the season, and now we're sort of, if we do miss out, it's going to be annoying when you look back. But fingers crossed, we can still hopefully get into the playoffs, and then you never know, really. What did you think of the 11 I wrote earlier? Shocking, because it was last season's team. Kian McCready, even to you as well, won't accept anything but 6 points over our next 2. Yeah, we're this is the games now. Like we've all said at the start and going throughout the season, especially now, it's all about the 3 points. Of course, we want to see better performances, and we're going to have to play better against the better teams. But yeah, especially the next 2, we do need to get especially with, I think it's Northampton, the game after that away from home. And, their home form's very good. Don't concede many either. Ford and Blue, even to you as well, saying, going to throw this out there. Can see us going unbeaten for the rest of the season. Wembley beckons. I hope so. Me personally, I don't think we're going to go unbeaten. We said that a few last week, and then we go and lose to Newport. But yeah, just try and get as many points on the board as possible, and we'll see what happens. Really, BRC Tom saying 9 points the next 3, I reckon. Hopefully. But yeah, it's going to be interesting the next 2 games, really. But getting into your lineup, Neil. I mean, of course, as always, everyone get your lineup predictions in the comments. Would you go unchanged? Would you make a few changes? Let us know in the comments. Of course, we'll get into predictions in a sec as well. But what would you do, Neil? Would you go for the same team as last night? Or would you bring maybe Sammy in if he's fit, etc.? What would you do? I
mean, if I was to make any change, it would be Sammy for probably Elliot Anderson. But I wouldn't be bothered if I just seen an unchanged side. To be honest, it wouldn't bother me. But the one thing I don't think Barton can do again is mess around with that double screen in front of that back 4. That has to remain. I don't care if you're playing a side in the bottom 2 or in the top 7. I just think we look so much more structured, and that's our foundation to build off of. And even if we're playing well, attacking, it comes from having the security, knowing that what goes on behind us is solid. And we didn't have that at Newport. As long as I've said it time and time again, as long as I see that through the centre of the pitch, what goes on in front of it, I'm not too concerned about, because I know we can change it from the bench. But starting with that solid base and foundation is the way to go for me. So, if I see an unchanged side Saturday, it wouldn't bother me one bit. If Sammy Nick comes in for either sort of Evans or Elliot Anderson, wouldn't bother me too much. But yeah, I'm pretty relaxed about it, to be honest. I just think I can't see a reason, unless we don't show up, performance isn't on through attitude or whatever, that we don't beat Harrogate. We should go. Like I said, at the end of the day, I keep saying it, this is their job. They go there to go to work and get it done. And as far as a professional outfit turning up, doing what they should do and being on their job, we should take care of Harrogate.
Yeah. Like you said, it is an interesting one. For me, it's interesting. I don't know what's wrong with Sammy, whether it's for me, I don't think Barton said anything, but I think it's just a rest. I think he's played so many games. He's pretty much started I can't remember, apart from Oldham, where even that one he was on the bench, and then he come come on after about 20 minutes after Evans got his injury. He's pretty much played every single game. He's played probably now. Coots has had his rests the last few games. He's probably played the most minutes of the outfield player, and we'll see. Yeah, David Thatcher is saying double screen is a must. Absolutely. Matt Brady saying Neil does a double screen, make out centre backs look better than they are. I mean, it's not even that. It's just the fact that we look way more solid. The way, I still don't know why he done it, but the way Barton done it at Newport, where he didn't play the strongest team with Coots and Finley. I think I agree with Neil and a lot of people. We just look. It's just even from coming out for midfield and the experience and the quality they bring on the ball, and they can either speed a game up or see it out, etc. I agree. You have to. There's no more games this season unless they're actually injured. For me, a lot of people said where you have to play them because we've looked very, very solid and they just keep the game going really. So yeah, I'd probably say I'd probably just go unchanged. You see what happens. If Sammy's fit, and just bring him on the bench and see what happens, and you can change it then. But yeah, just go with the unchanged. I agree with that. What's happening with Spence? I don't know. It's weird with Spence. Very weird. He's done well off the bench. I think then Barton started him 2 games, didn't really do much, and then we haven't really seen him, to be honest. I don't know. We'll see what happens. How much if he gets on the bench in the next few games? Who knows? Do you think Ian Henderson will retire? Yeah, probably. He's had a very good career, but yeah, I think it's getting to that stage. I think, what is he, 36, 37 now? He's had a quality career. Matt's is going with Belshaw, Hall, Taylor, Connolly, Anderton, Coots, Finley, Harry, Anderton, Evans, Nicholson, and Collins. So yeah, Matt's would take out Elliot Anderson and bring back Nicholson on the wing. Matt's saying no Billy. Yeah, no Elliot Anderson. I mean, there's some, fair enough, sort of playing as a sort of winger, but it is, you can say that, but it's just much more natural and balanced when you have an actual winger. Because say if you wanted to get it over the top of the defense or whatever, Elliot Anderson isn't the fastest and doesn't bring you just that natural winger. I know he's got good ability, but if we'll see what happens when it comes to it on the weekend. Tom saying, reckon Nolan got injured after playing 20 minutes at Newport or just got left out of the squad. Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting one. I think he's been out for so long, well over a year. So see what happens. Spencer's average, but he's done enough for us. Love the bloke. Yeah, he's brought us some quality moments, especially that Oxford game. If you don't get Connor Taylor permanent deal, will you take Danny Andrew? They're 2 completely different positions. Danny Andrews a left back for Fleetwood, and it's 2 completely different positions. But I mean, getting on to predictions, of course, let us know in the comments. Get your score predictions down for the weekend. Let us know in the comments. Of course, appreciate everyone tuning in. Keep smashing the like button if you're enjoying. Can we get 40 likes? Ford and Blue saying, if we don't go up, who's getting cherry picked and who would stay and make a fist of it? It's going to be interesting one. I think it's too hard because whatever happens, anyway, I think it's going to be another overhaul. If it's going to be, even if we go up, I think it's going to take a lot to keep Evans, Taylor again for another year, Connolly. It all depends. But even you look at the midfield, Whelan won't be here probably, but we'll see what happens in the summer. But Neil, what are you saying for the weekend? Feeling confident?
Yeah, I think I'll be disappointed if we didn't take maximum points at home to Harrogate, to be honest. And it's getting to that point of the season that really these sort of games, if you want to be a top 7 side, if you don't win, you probably don't deserve to be in there come the end anyway. So I expect us to beat them. I think I want us to go back to being that side that bosses it from start to finish as far as managing a game, taking control of it earlier, moving it, keeping it. wearing sides down, grounding them down. We haven't done that for a few games yet. I'd like us to go back to being that side again. And when we are in front, the other team not really having a sniff because we just our ball retention's too good and we put it in good areas.
Yeah.
I'll say sort of 2-0. I think Harrogate, play Armstrong up top. He's a back to goal centre forward. It should probably suit sort of Taylor and Connolly off of him with the double screen in front, protecting what comes into him. I think as far as a threat out wide, it's really Diamond. I think I'd like to think Hall could match him for what he's got. The alternative to that will be Mark Beck, who's pretty much similar to what Armstrong is as far as a back to goal stroke. He's not really a threat in behind. He's not going to look to run in behind you. It's only really Diamond that will do that. And I think, I mean, I could go through it, but I just think we're more or less player for player better than them. Again, it's about turning up, getting our patterns right, starting well, and just taking care of what needs to get done. Really, yeah, pretty convincing 2-0 for me.
2-0. Interesting. Even into the Young Fan podcast is tuning in as well. Of course, the Oxford fan. I've been on his channel this season, and he come on here. Big up to you. Keep up the great work. Go and subscribe to him if you already haven't. I think he's nearly at 1,000 subscribers. So do go and help him out if you can. Appreciate you tuning in. Hope you're well. And Oxford as well. They're mad that we had two really good games against us, took them to the and of course won in the end, and they're on fire. I'll be very, very surprised if it's either. I don't think Oxford will be automatic, but I think either you or MK Dons for the championship next season in the playoffs. But yeah, all the best for the rest of the season, and yeah, keep up the good work as well. Matt Bray saying the news keeps saying gas is going up. Lol. Let's get a lot of people predictions in as well, so let's get into it. Brissy Tom saying 3-0 Rovers. Gordo saying 2-1 Rovers. Tom Butler saying 2-0, another clean sheet. Matt Bray's going gas win, just 1-0. Jax Ford is going with a 3-1 Rovers win. Harry Anderson Collins and a Paul Coots daisy cutter outside the box. I'm actually going to agree with that score as well. I'm going to say 3-1 Rovers. I think they will score, but I think we'll just have too much quality. But like you said, I hope it'd be really nice to see a bit more of a controlling game. I know, it is hard because teams like Harrogate, I know they've not been on the best of form, but they're still dangerous. They've still got good players, I know. But yeah, I agree with you. It'd be nice to see a more of a comfortable game. But no game is easy. But we do need to get the win, especially just before Colchester as well. So yeah, 3-1 for me, 2-0 from Nil. Simon Bracey going 3-0 Rovers. Another clean sheet. Dave Thatcher going with 2-1 Gas. So same result as Crawley. Wayne going with a 2-0 Gas. Another clean sheet. Let's get a few more as well. Gas to 95. I'm guessing that's lineup. So yeah, unchanged from him as well. If you get promoted, do you think Joey Barton will get manager of the year? No, I think it'll be probably the Forest Green manager, considering he's only new this season, or maybe Sutton if they go up. Who knows? Maybe Garner if Swindon go up. Hopefully they don't go up, but maybe Garner because the way that they were not even nearly a club in the summer. But yeah, Mats has gone 2-1 Pirates to score first. Gordo saying I can see Loft grabbing one if he pays. Yeah, get that song going as well, no, on it if he scores.
Yeah, with his old man.
Brucey Tom going with surely a clean sheet, hopefully. But like I said, Harrogate do score. They're both of their strikers are on 11 goals. Diamonds, they've got good attacking play. It would be nice to get a clean sheet. 3-1 Gas, Collins 2, and Elliot Anderson with 1. Harrogate do score loads of goals, but they also concede loads of goals. I reckon it'd be 3-3. Wow. Watch out. That was the same score against Rochdale as well, wasn't it? Watch out. Yeah, Alex Patterson has been a very good player for them this season. Scores goals and gets a lot of assists. Chris going 3-1 Rovers. That'll be agreeing with me and a few others as well. Kai saying, Charlie Neal, who's been your dark horses this season? For me, is Sutton in a playoff spot and made the Tracker Trade Trophy. Yeah, probably we can agree to that as well. I think, considering they've only, they've just come up, haven't they? So, to be in the playoffs and, beat Wigan last night to get into that final as well. And, even if they don't make the playoffs, they've had a fantastic season. Their budget, the ground facilities, shout out to the manager and pretty much keeping the squad that's got them up here. So, even though their manager thinks the Mem is like playing up a hill. Fair enough. Creeper going with 2-1 Rovers, so same as Garner, no chat. Well, what he's done with Swindon, I know you can say all you like with me, but they've done very well. Even though I hate them. Matt Bray, just want to say to you guys, you do a generally fantastic job. It's great to have club content from genuine, true, down to earth gas heads. I won't comment about other club related irritating content. Cough, cough. Well, appreciate the kind words. I really do. It's really good to see comments like that, and I'm just glad you like what me, Neil, Benji, and whoever else comes on, and just amazing support. Really does mean a lot. Comments like that as well. And thanks to everyone that's just making it better and better. So keep smashing the likes, keep subscribing, keep tuning in, and really do appreciate it. That Matt. Into these gases, Jack's Ford. Absolutely. If Barton was here instead of Tisdale, I think we'd have brought in Coots, Finley, Hughes, somebody better than Joe Day on loan and a striker. Yeah, maybe. Brucey Tom said there's only one Charlie Ain. Yeah, appreciate it, lad. Yeah, that song, innit? Song on the coach gas. What a night, what a day. Pretty much gonna end it here. Nearly been going an hour, and of course got our predictions 3-1 for me, and of course everyone apart from a Rochdale fan has said that we're gonna win. But gonna be interesting. Like I said, keep smashing the support. Appreciate everyone that's tuned in on the live tonight, as always. Like I said, we will be back on Sunday at 7 p.m. for the Colchester preview and hopefully reacting to a very good win against Harrogate. But for now, if you haven't already, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Up the gas.